Thank you very much. We're probably the longest running startup in this country. I've been doing AI for 25 years. It was wonderful. For the first 18 years, everybody left us alone. And now it's kind of getting hip. So let me tell you what we're doing. I mean, if we look at our client space, the clients that we work with are enterprises. They're small enterprises, sometimes only 20 people, and sometimes they're huge enterprises like 300,000-400,000 people. What they all have in common, they want digital transformation. I mean, there's some enterprises who don't want digital transformation, but those are going to die anyway. But the ones who want digital transformation, what they need is switch their processes to something digital so they can actually get to new business models and the money to do so. This is where we help them. What we do is we automate absolutely fucking everything. And the core mission of this is we want to give the enterprises the same type of guns that the platforms use. And while we're doing this, we also give them, when we're running automation, we also sort the data, we put it all in a semantic data pool, we give them the ability to then build their new processes on top of the platform. So some of our clients are talking about this. For example, like telco saying like, oh, this is putting like a sysadmin with every client, or an audit company that has tried before with Watson and they found out that it takes a long time that this actually works and it's unique. What goes through this is that this type of AI technology that is not narrow but can be applied everywhere and actually does not forget what it's learned about a company, but once it's learned something, it can use it in the next topic, actually is very unique. And this is the problem with the AI market today, right? The AI market is super fractured, and everybody is a super specialist in something and they get great results. But the companies who use it, they all have to start from scratch every time they want to introduce it. And this is because, why are people building these companies? Because the guys who are building these horizontal AIs, I've heard that's the name for it now, we used to call it generalized AIs, it just takes a long time. I mean, we did pure research from 1995 to 2008. And then we spent another 10 years collecting data, basically. And only since last quarter, like think of this, 1995 to 2018, since the last quarter of 2018, did we actually come out with a SaaS model to scale on top of it. But that now means that literally in this market, we're one of the very few players. I've heard there's 3 of them in the world. Last week, Alex Karp was so kind to make a lot of advertisement for us and say there's only 3 horizontal AI companies. We are one where you can actually buy the services as an enterprise. Because typically, Google doesn't sell the DeepMind capabilities to you. If you want to look at this, it is very quick to implement. This is the auditing processes inside a auditing company being automated at an automation level within only like a very short time, 15 man days used to do it. But automation is not everything, right? The question, you can get automation and does it stay where it is? Like, do you keep the efficiency? So here we have a client who's been running this for years and the efficiency keeps going up and up. We never see anything that is going down, not even in our beta customers that we have in there. With us, you find an AI stack that is not simply data gathering, then pattern matching, and then executing something. It's actually data gathering, annotating the data, putting some meaning to it, simulating what should be done, choosing the right thing, putting it into context, making a decision, and then executing. Right? That means that you can actually solve very tough problems with that stuff. The advantage of doing it in a hybrid way is where normally in AI you find that it's a black box, we actually get explainability. Where you find you need tons of data, we actually do it at least with little data from our client. This is why we spent 8 years collecting 400 petabytes of data to actually have a solid database. We can do it with little energy because we can do much less processing. I'm not going to go through all these points because basically some of the things that gets annoying about AI we have solved over a very long research period. What we have today is a machine that you can plug into anything and it will remember what it has learned about your company. We use reasoning to compartmentalize the solution space, so we can use learning on a much smaller data set to actually deal with wrong information, ambiguity, unexpected events, and all that kind of stuff. We use natural language processing to actually elicit knowledge, not just out of data, but out of people as well. And we use a large semantic graph to actually remember everything that we have seen. This makes it possible to act on a platform. And with our technology today, we service stuff like IT automation, running audits, optimizing telecom networks, and the most unlikely one, feeding chicken. We tripled the output of every chicken farm. Funny project, we developed it in Europe and then it was sold to China because the Europeans didn't want to change their business model. And all of that is built on a platform which allows our clients to actually build on top of what they have automated. So it's not just a one-shot solution, it actually is the foundation for the digital transformation in most companies. Business-wise, I said we've only been doing the SaaS model for a very short time. We have a 65% ARR growth over the last 12 months. We see that the customers are coming in well, and we are doing this globally, but our home market is the strongest market where we are in Europe, where we have offices in Germany and the UK. The best thing that I ever feel is in the first 3 months of this year, we have seen the clients that have been using it to up the antes and use it more, like 200%, 800%. That is the best endorsement we kind of get, and we constantly learn from what the clients are doing. And also, you can see that in the execution that we see, only in 4 months, up 44% in execution, and only 30% in knowledge. That means that the knowledge that we actually have inside the system is getting reused more and more. I think finally, after about 20 years of playing around with it, we're getting this to be a truly fundamental leveraging solution in the enterprise world. Thank you very much.